Okay, so a couple weeks ago, my friends were like, hey, you should get an airsoft gun so you can play with us. And I was like, okay, I'll get an airsoft gun so I can hang out with my homies more, I guess. But the only thing was, I didn't want to buy an assembled airsoft gun because that's boring and that doesn't make me any smarter. I wanted to make my own. So I went online and looked for all the airsoft gun internals and realized that it was gonna be pretty expensive. So instead, I was like, I'll buy a complete gun and I'll make it different somehow so that mine is cooler than everyone else's because I am just so cool. So I looked up airsoft gun, and after seeing exactly how much they cost, I quickly went to eBay and looked up airsoft gun again and realized they costed pretty much the same. I did find a really smoking good deal that I had to buy it. It was 2 broken guns for $18. They were Colt M4s. So I bought them, and 5 days later they came in the mail, and I will not say that I wasn't a little disappointed because the guns were completely made of plastic, but hey, for $18 it's still a good deal. So since little baby me had never seen the inside of an airsoft gun, I decided I was going to take it apart and start working on my project. I had a faint idea of what I wanted to do, but when I took the gun apart, the idea solidified in my mind and I knew it was what I was going to do. When I took the airsoft gun apart, it reminded me of another type of gun that I had taken apart when I was a child. And that was a Nerf gun. And I was like, I'm going to stick these airsoft gun internals into a Nerf gun. Because that would just be sick. Because no one's ever done that before at all, I don't think. I hope not. So I decided I'd get an upgraded hop-up because it only cost $20. And I figured it would boost the performance of my gun, because I want this to work as well as it possibly can. But for those of you who don't know, what a hop-up does is it puts spin on the BB so that it shoots more accurately due to dynamic lift. I think that's how you say it. I had to watch 4 videos on YouTube to try and figure out how to put this hop-up together too, because it didn't come with instructions. After about 10 minutes though, I got the hop-up assembly complete. After I finished the hop-up, I 3D printed some pieces so that the airsoft gun internals would fit better in the Nerf gun. Look what's done! After I got done with all that, it was time to start working on the magazine. I had to 3D print the entire mag because I didn't have a curved magazine, and that's the type of mag I wanted for this video because it would look sick on the gun. I ended up spending about an extra week trying to get this magazine to work. I couldn't print it out the right way so that it would fit into the gun, and my design was just bad, and it would have been so much easier if I could get a curved Nerf mag. But after a while, I finally designed a magazine that would fit properly into the gun and was easy to print out. Then after that, I had to take the old magazine apart and get the thing that pushes the BBs up and put it into the new magazine I had just printed out. When I first started this project, I did not anticipate that the magazine would be the thing that took me the longest to make. I thought it would be the gun itself and the magazine would just be a day of working, but this was 7 extra days just because I couldn't get a normal Nerf magazine. After I completed the magazine, the only big thing left to make was the stock. Easy, right? It took me 3 hours to design the magazine, but it took me another 6 days to print it out because my 3D printer broke. The thermistor, the little piece inside that regulates the temperature, was blown, so I had to get another one of those and replace it, and then I was finally able to use my 3D printer the way it's supposed to be used without it beeping at me. That beeping noise is the most horrible thing ever. You put a print in for the next 7 hours, and then in 20 minutes it starts yelling at you, and you have to go turn it off and restart the entire print. It's such a waste of filament. It makes you want to just give up on your printer and buy a new one. But after all that, I was able to print out the stock and assemble it, which means it's time for a test fire. Yeah, let's go. I think that works. That works pretty well, yeah. And after I showcase my abysmal aim, it's time for some paint. And then it was time for the great reveal.